Okay, welcome back. I have no idea what that was. Apparently, it said that copyrighted stuff was detected. I don't know if that was because I had City Hunter on the background while I talked. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if YouTube is just getting really, really, really uptight about muted anime on in the background while I talk. That's kind of insane and ridiculous. I see, kids at school, and, they'll just be watching, other YouTubers like, Sniper Wolf and stuff, just watching TikTok videos. So, I don't understand why it's okay for some people. I'm not even it's muted. I'm not even showing it or anything like that. So I just think it's cool to have on in the background. So I'm assuming that what got us in trouble was who just had City Hunter on in the background for I guess an extended period while I just, kind of chit chatted with the crew. But, apparently I went to go put, Doki Doki Literature Club on, and all of a sudden it's like, well, we pulled your stream because we detected copyrighted stuff. It's like the game I'm playing, which, yeah, that is copyrighted, but kind of the whole point of a live stream is to, play. Why the 0.5? Because Arrow, we started. I talked for about 10 minutes about, my daughter's birthday and pro wrestling. We had City Hunter on in the background. I'm assuming is what got us in trouble. It wasn't even audio. It was just I had the Trinitron had City Hunter on Pluto TV, and then the 4K had Doki Doki Literature Club on it. And I went to go kind of swing the camera to the 4K so we could play some Switch. And yes, she is 1, and she's her birthday is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So it's her birthday now. No, her birthday was the 5th. So what is it now? The 6th or the 7th? I don't remember, but I think it's the 6th. So her birthday was yesterday. In fact, there's still some leftover ice cream cake in the fridge. But we won't have that because it'll be a little messy to eat while we play a visual novel. So yes, it is. She's very cute, and she had a good birthday. So good times, good times. But yeah, I'm pretty stunned that just having muted City Hunter on in the background, a anime from 1987 that is on literally a free television streaming service. And it's not even it's being broadcast on a tube set in the background. So if that is what triggered our copyright, I'm pretty stunned. So I don't know. But yeah, and I was saying, I don't know if you heard this or not, but it's they have these e-girls, which I'm not hating on them. More power to you. But they'll have these e-girls that their whole streams are just them watching other people's content, and I can't just talk while I have a cool 80s anime on in the background. It's kind of vexing, but it is what it is. So anywho, Arrow, we're playing some Doki Doki, and I can tell some stuff is kind of simmering. I sense the plot twists are going to start to fall pretty closely. Yes, they're enacting justice by coming after you for showing anime. Yeah, first they came for Elon, and then they came for me. By saying his name, this stream is going to get taken down again. So, so yeah. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those algorithms and shady practices, those are a thing. So anywho, well, hey, listen, we take the high road on this live stream. Okay, we hang out in our game room, play video games, talk about stuff, and we watch really cool VHS content that was vaporwave before it was vaporwave. That's right. I'm one of those guys that put his DVDs on VHS tape. So yeah, this is true. I'm also one of those guys that VHS tapes YouTube. It's like that one progressive commercial where that old guy's like, we don't need to print the internet. First of all, you're a freaking moron. You absolutely need to print the internet because when your stuff goes away online because people pull stuff, it would be helpful to have a hard copy of it. You know, that's kind of the nature of lost media. So anyway, I digress. Let's get down to it right here. So anywho, Noel in this game here, he's a high school kid, and he's in the literature club. The literature club is full of girls that you'd think kind of came out of Tenchi Muyo, but you can tell something darker is going in the undercurrent here. I was playing this game on my Switch Lite, and I think this might have kicked me back a scene or two. And the one girl who's, you know, my friend that I grew up with in this game just kind of came out that she's got like severe depression. And, you know, so now I'm dealing with that. Speaking of lost media, did you ever find the Game Boy song? No. What I want to do is I want to go on the lost media wiki forums and see what I can get, which I'm assuming is nothing. But I haven't given up. I feel like I'm kind of at a pause or at a loss, but there's got to be a way forward. There's no way that this thing this has to be doable. I mean, it's a song from a commercial. You know, if they were able to find Inez, they should be able to find that song. I should be able to find that song. Someone's got it. We got to figure this out. By the way, what the hell is going on with Inez anyway? Like, they found her like last year. I mean, unless she just really didn't want to talk to those like Resident Evil message board guys. But then Justin Wang should still make a video about it. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. But alas, I digress. Let me sip some water here in my handsomely attired daddy pig cup. This is bad. I can start to feel a cavity again. I'm gonna have to get a tooth pulled. Whatever. I don't know. I had that one tooth pulled. That was like, I gotta get this one like pulled before it starts getting painful. Because like tooth pain is, I've never felt pain like that before. Well, watching Brock Lesnar wrestle. But other than that, like that tooth pain was like the worst. So I'm just screwing around. Anyway. I've never felt pain like that before, and I've seen a lot of Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, so that's also true. So that's right. All right. So Brock Lesnar's gonna kick my ass, and Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman is terrible. So there's that. Anywho, let's get down to it. Okay. Can we get this a little less crooked here? Maybe scoot in just a little bit here. All right, I guess that's pretty good. Okay, so I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. So I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous. That doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert and is also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've been texting occasionally, and she was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard anything from Sayori since she left the club the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feeling aside when she might need me? I decided to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. So I actually played through this scene before I put this in the TV switch. So we'll just basically have to play through something I already played through, and we'll just play through it together. So, rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we simply made it a habit of entering each other's house like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom where I finally find her. Sayori. Hi, Noel. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I recognize the same stuffed animal and wall decorations that she's had for years now. Heh heh. If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. That's because I end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to be with Yuri today? Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations. Alright. That is true. What about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today? Of course. But I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. So it's just me and Yuri then. Yep. More awkward silence. Yuri stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. Finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday, I felt like something was wrong, and you can't hide that from me. I know you too well. So, Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Noel. Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been so worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been thinking about me right now. But this is my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. That's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Heh heh. Sayori. I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Till I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Aha. Sayori gives me an empty smile. Really put me in a trap, Noel. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? You're really asking me to say it, aren't you, Noel? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had a really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? See, this is, I've definitely had issues with anxiety and stuff, but I have, not ever thankfully dealt with depression. So this is kind of like a totally foreign sense of thinking, at least to how I, think. But it's interesting to see it kind of, expressed through the story. Not that it's not, I'm not trying to be like voyeuristic. It's an interesting twist to this character. Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy without worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori? Why is it that you never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much I could do, I would have tried a bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you have to do is tell me. You don't understand at all, Noel. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat swinging against my head. Aha. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club, it's like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. Aha. You're right, I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, Noel. There's nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could have been the way it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears go down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished by my heart hurting in a way I couldn't understand. Now you're here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments, because I deserve every last one. Once again, I grab Sayori's shoulders. This time I pull her into a tight embrace. Ah, Noel. Sayori. I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy you convinced me to join the club, and seeing you every day, it makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, that's just a bonus. Please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Noel. Sayori isn't hugging back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Noel. Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want for her is to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, you better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. I don't know. Sayori gently puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Noel. The only time I'm not feeling... Wait a second. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary, too. Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival's tomorrow. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want, I promise. I think that would be nice then. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry, I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? All right. I look forward to it. Say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. See what's going on in Chatland here. Nothing new, which is fine. Okay, so we're leaving Sayori's house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. It's hard for me to keep things it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri's about to come over too. I think Sayori's right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. Just focus on what's ahead of me. I approach my house, and that makes me feel a moment of panic. I see something. Yuri. Oh, look, it's Yuri. Ah, thank goodness. You're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting a long time? No, I just got here. But I started getting really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell. You could have always texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried a little more on my way home. I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. Brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well? Yeah, pretty much. At least I hope I got everything right. I'm sure it will be fine. I take Yuri to my room. It's a pretty snazzy room. Let me grab some beverage here. Alright. First thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. It's so clean. Aha. I cleaned it before you came over, so that's very considerate of you to do. No. I would be embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here. Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean. Nothing like awkward small talk and banter with a anime girl. I think it's just me right now. Well, Arrow, this is the kind of game that you would like to hear on the stream, I'm sure. So there you go. I don't know if the takedown ended up screwing up, I don't know, our early audience. I feel like this is becoming a trend in the streams, is that I start the stream, we get rolling, something happens, and then I have to kind of start over. But whatever, it's all good in the hood. So, alright, here we go. So, Yuri's here. That would be more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there. I snatched Yuri's wrist, which I was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. Aha, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out. It's fine, it's fine. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She pushes both of her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them. So, should we get started? Ah, yes. I have a few things planned that you can help me with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements. Atmospheric enhancements. You know, mood lighting and aromatherapy candles. Oh, wow. I didn't think you planned on taking it that far. Of course. I want to take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity and for the cupcakes, I guess. I'm so determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person. Ah, intense. I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. It's something I like about you, actually. Is that so? Makes me feel relieved and kind of happy. Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little. Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. Oh yeah, like what? Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. That sounds like a horrible idea. Let's cover the walls and windows with paper and then start lighting candles. What could possibly go wrong? I think that would be amazing, don't you? Yeah, that would be really neat. No, it wouldn't. We're going to set the school on fire. What's that wooden thing? Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy? Not familiar at all. Ah, is that so? It's one of my favorite contributions to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through the small hole on the top. Wow, this smells wonderful. What kind of mood is this one for? This is jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I choose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and help you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that will be perfect for sharing our poems? It does sound suitable, but you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with everything. That's always good. Just, completely put everything in someone else's hands. What could possibly go wrong? So, do 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 do. Okay. She smiles and reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to? Yeah, I've got it over here. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a little different word on each piece of paper. We'll need about 100 of them. Oh, yeah? What will those be used for? I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. These are like pretty in-depth conversations right here. I mean, I don't mind it. We've been talking for 10 minutes about cutting paper and glue. So, yeah, it is what it is. Then we fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing the room. It may attract some peeks inside. That's really creative. I had no idea you could be so good at this, Yuri. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you put it. Aha. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Well, maybe you should make a move. Just take her on a tour of the room and then put your arm around her. Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. Here's a marker, Noel. You can write any characters on it you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. Hey, chicken, SHT. How the heck are you, my friend? We are playing some Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't know why our camera's a little crooked here. It's a little baffling here, but whatever. It's all good. Maybe it's whoa. I guess that's pretty good. It's like the exact same way that we had it. So, Mr. Chicken, or Miss Chicken, as the case may be, how's it going? Hopefully you enjoy our live stream, which right now we're enjoying some J visual novel suspense dating action. We've been talking for a good 15 minutes about cutting ribbons and glue. So good times are being had by all. Then we've got a pretty girl who's our friend who's depressed, which is kind of weird because we didn't know she was depressed, but now we know she's depressed. So it is what it is. All right, so we're sitting on the floor. The two of us get to work. I carefully draw a character on each piece of paper, doing my best to not have bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more, pulls out a pocket knife. That knife is strangely beautiful. I wonder if it's like Anubis from JoJo, the Egyptian sword that possesses people with its beauty. It's a Mr. Chicken shit. Okay, good deal. All right. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. It's no ordinary pocket knife. It looks really fancy. Well, embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're going to think... excuse me. It's weird. Well, sorry, Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know? If you promise you won't be weirded out. Yeah, I promise. All right. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. Well, there's a red flag right there. No, I'm just kidding. They're so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. It's a combination of craftsmanship and the feeling of danger, maybe. What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me. No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you get about sharing. It's, well, an interesting thing to be into, I guess. I think it kind of suits you. It suits me. Yeah, it's kind of intense. Ah ha ha ha. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Would you like to hold it? Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curiosity of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow! No. Why did you do that? I didn't expect it to be so sharp. I barely touched it at all. This is my fault. I should have warned you. The knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like paper. Uh-oh. Small drop of blood. It trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives it a closer look. Ah. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it now. Ah. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. Well, that's interesting. Crash Man. Hey, Crash Man. How's it going? You are the one who made the fan-made designs for the Final Fantasy VII prototype. Yes, I am. I am a huge fan of Hot-Blooded Detective Joe. I wish they would, put him in the remake. But, alas. So, yeah, I love doing Hot-Blooded Detective Joe fan art. Really cool to see someone who actually, is into it. Stop by the stream. Rogue Drums, how the heck are you, my friend? Just playing some Doki Literature Club. And we have this cool purple-haired girl on something that might be a date right now. We're, talking about knives and doing some arts and crafts for the literature fair. What could be better? Right on, right on. At least the plot was used in Parasite Eve, but it's true that the prototype story is better than the final one. Thanks for replying. Oh, no, thank you for showing up. Yes, I know. Yuri, yes, Yuri, yeah. I've never played this game before. I'm liking it a lot. I like visual novels. I'm not a huge visual novel connoisseur. I have beaten and love Snatcher, Police Knots, Dreadful Biomonster, Jesus, and Metal Slater Glory. I love those games. And I like to just download visual novels on my Switch. And I, have yet to, go through them all. I just kind of dabble in them, and then, I've got 2 kids and stuff. So, but, I saw this one actually at GameStop hard copy, and I'm, really liking it thus far. So, it sounds pretty kinky. I wonder why. Yeah, there we go. That's all these visual novels are fairly kinky. The more recent ones, it's kind of like, I don't know. They got kind of these Video Girl Eye vibes, which Video Girl Eye is a fantastic manga, by the way. It's interesting. I mean, I love Parasite Eve. Maybe we should play some of that on the channel. Yeah, I don't know, man. Parasite. I mean, I love Final Fantasy VII. Like the final version of it, I really like, but I just think it would be even cooler with Hot-Blooded Detective Joe. I don't know. It's just first of all, the name Hot-Blooded Detective Joe. It's like it's the coolest. It's like legitimately the coolest anime name I've ever heard in my life. And the idea is of like this cool, gritty 80s detective hunting down Avalanche and Cloud, where he's like thinking he's in the right, I find very interesting. So, okay. Anywho, without warning, Yuri puts her finger in my mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl up around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Ow! Please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head. Her face is burning up. Yuri! That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. No, don't worry. I peed my pants in gym class one time. That's much more embarrassing than what you just did. I was like 5. Fine, I was 25. But anyway, that's not the point. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird and it took me by surprise, but I guess she was just trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She doesn't lift her head up. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? All right, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I do it anyway. I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger. Noel, did you really just do that? Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. Ahaha. I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird, Noel. She giggles shyly. Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that. The response should be, yeah, you got that right. But nevertheless, here we are, and our fingers are all nice and clean. So let's get down to, doing stuff for our literature club. Seeing this, I'm surprised that your channel is still active, since several channels like yours are abandoned for many years. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean, like, abandoned? Like, they do, like, fan art, and then they're just like, screw it, and then go away? I like to do fan art to this day, actually. I don't know if you've been keeping up, but I've got a section on the channel that is just all my fan art with, like, Japanese music, so I just recently I drew some slam dunk fan art to some late 90s K-pop. I do a lot of fan art with Sonic the Hedgehog and Madonna. Because channels of this type disappear or are abandoned, they even happen to Spanish-speaking channels. Huh, that's weird. Well, not mine. We're gonna keep hanging and banging as long as we're here. So, yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Like a lot of YouTubers, they've got this like vibe where it's very slick and heavily edited. I want mine to look aesthetically pleasing, but I want it to be like, I don't know, the way that I think of YouTube. I mean, I was down with YouTube since like 2007, so just, a dude in his webcam, you know what I'm saying? So, and having fun. The other cool thing about, doing YouTube this way is that, we can have like a more personal kind of interaction with each other, and, we can like take a look at the game room and talk and like kind of shift gears. Whereas, if we just had consoles just totally locked into a device via streaming, I mean, that would be interesting, but I think it would also be more limiting to the stream. I mean, if you stick around or you watch some of the other streams, you'll find out that a lot of the time, the disadvantage of living in Latin America. Where do you live, man? I mean, if you don't mind me asking. If you stick around, you'll notice that we'll probably take a little walk around the house and look for some VHS tapes of like international channel, and we'll watch some like Japanese television from the early 2000s, late 90s that was broadcast on the very cool international channel. And actually, what's weird, man, is that talking about Latin American stuff, I have had some Latin American dubbed anime like pulled. Damn, Noel, you're really going worldwide, huh? You got that right. Yeah, that's right. I speak some Italian, which is similar to Spanish, but I'm not fluent in Italian. But my mom actually teaches Spanish because she's fluent in Italian. So yeah, crazy stuff. She's a junior high teacher. Fun times. Well, back to our game, and hang in there. We'll see what Yuri is up to here. What I would do, fun fact. Not to be weird, but like when I was single, so like if the girl ever came back, I'd like, kind of take her on a tour of the house. She'd be like looking all over the walls, and that's when you make your move. You kind of like put your arm around her and, kind of kiss her forehead and kind of go in, kind of thing, while she's kind of wowed by all the stuff around her. But I mean, of course, you've got to be charming and ruggedly good looking like me, so it's true. All right. The truth is I'm Latino and somewhat small, 16 years old to be exact. I really like this type of content more. I dislike Call of Duty and Fortnite, and I'm more into RPGs. Well, cool, man. I actually am a teacher, so I teach kids a little younger than you, but right around your age. And I love video games. So, I mean, I like new stuff and old stuff, but like more like you, the new stuff that I like is a lot of JRPGs, fighting games, like real retro and new retro, like that kind of stuff is a little more my style. I'm not like opposed to Fortnite and stuff like that, but I just don't play it. Like, that's just not my forte. Like, if someone handed me a controller and said, "Here, play this," I'd play it, and I wouldn't judge it. But it's just not something I'm attracted to. I will say my Xbox One is a Fortnite Xbox One, and that's just because that's the one that they had available at the store, and I thought it looked kind of cool. But I don't know. I've never played Fortnite more than like 5 minutes, and that was just at my nephew's house one time, and I was just like, that's kind of cool. All right, whatever. But yeah, man, I agree with you. The real fun is with the RPGs because that's like it's immersive and interesting. You know, wow, you're pretty early today. Hey, International Channel 4 Life. Well, the kids went to bed early, and so that meant I could start streaming early. Do you have a favorite Final Fantasy? Mine is 8. Mine is 7. I love 8, though. In fact, we have a review of 8 on the channel, actually. So if you want to check that out, we actually do have a review of Final Fantasy 8 on the channel. I love Final Fantasy 8. I've beaten Final Fantasy 8 probably about 4 times. It's a great game. But Final Fantasy 7 is my favorite. And I love the characters. I love the music. I love the story. I love the gritty Midgar setting. I also, for like JRPGs, I love Xenogears and Chrono Trigger. Final Fantasy 6 is another really good one. Final Fantasy 9 is another really good one. I'm trying to think of other really good RPGs. Chrono Cross, that's a great one. Radical Dreamers is a good visual novel. That was actually the first visual novel I ever played. You know, I've beaten a lot of RPGs when I was in high school. You know, that were cool. Take a look at my shelf over here. Final Fantasy IV was a good one. Dragon Quest V, that's a great one. Dragon Quest IV, that's another really good one. I don't know any RPG lover who doesn't love Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is such a good game. Everything about it's just beautiful and charming and cool and edgy. You know, you're talking about the Final Fantasy VII prototype artwork I do. I guess a lot of the ideas for the original Final Fantasy VII script got, you know, carried into Chrono Trigger when they were trying to enhance the game. I don't know what ideas, but please, is that Chrono Trigger is a great game, almost perfect. Yeah, for sure. 1,000%, my friend. Yep, it's just an amazing game, and I love it. And one of the things I like about Radical Dreamers is how they have Magus as, you know, a character in the game. And I was really annoyed with Chrono Cross, where they kind of, you know, either eliminated or obscured his character, so you can't even tell that it's him. And that always really annoyed me. But I did beat the DS version of Chrono Trigger, where, you know, he, I guess, gets amnesia, and then it makes it look like he's, Guile. I think they call him. I think he's Alf in the Japanese version. Alf, the extraterrestrial. So yeah, good stuff. What are some other really good RPGs? Man, I can't even think. Lunar. I love Lunar. Lunar, the Silver Star Story. That's a great RPG. 17.5. What's this 0.5 stuff? It's hurting my OCD. Let me tell you. All right, so I'm sitting there. I start the stream, my friend, and I'm talking about pro wrestling. I'm talking about my daughter's birthday, which was Cinco de Mayo, by the way. I'm just kind of shooting the breeze. and I have City Hunter on in the background, and I think nothing of it. I just think it looks cool to have. I kind of had like Doki Literature Club in the background, and then I also had City Hunter on in the background. So I kind of had like the Trinitron and the 4K, and I just didn't think anything of it. I was talking, and then I was like, okay, guys, well, let's play some Doki Literature Club right now. So I go to move the camera to the TV, and all of a sudden I get this notification that it's like, we've detected copyrighted content. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird, but whatever. And then like next thing I knew, the stream was down. So I was like, what the hell? You know, so I don't know. So there's going to be like 10 minutes of me just kind of shooting the breeze and introducing the stream. So yeah, I don't know. But it's crazy, dude. So anywho, yeah, so basically we're playing some visual novel right now. And, you know, I cut my finger on a knife. She cut her finger. Did she cut her finger on a knife? Yeah, no. I cut my finger. And then I tried to eat her finger to be funny and playful because she, you know, I don't know. We're licking each other's fingers. A lot of crazy stuff's going on here. We'll see where this leads. Hopefully, no, it won't be with something that gets the stream in trouble. You know, because we tend to have a pattern where, like, play visual novels and then stuff starts going wrong. So, you know. Do. All right, here we go. Now, Death Note is on in the background, so. An old Pluto TV. All right, here we go. Let's move that just a little. Yeah, good enough. All right. Okay, here we go. Where to keep your bandages? I don't think I need one, actually. It's just a tiny cut. Look, it's already stopped bleeding. I see. That's relieving. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our activities. Watching Yuri's knife cut through ribbon is like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue making progress on the paper. We finish attaching the paper to the ribbons and lay them all out side by side. That looks better than I expected, and it'll be very effective as a door curtain. Yeah, it looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. Ah, thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yes, let's do it. What do you have in mind? I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets. Ah, that's right. One of the items Yuri asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. Like, I don't mind this, but there is a lot of dense text about, like, craft supplies in this game. Glad to know you're doing good, man. Yes, I am doing good. So far, so good. Then the cat girls from the bakery start licking the fingers. Yes, and then the succubus idol starts dry humping me on the street. And that's when the single mom walks by. Alright, who reads these games? Clearly. The worst one I played was actually, sadly, the one with, like, the digitized graphics. With, like, I love digitized graphics, and I thought it'd be, like, cool because it would have them. I like these pics of the kids you post to. Yeah, they're adorable. I love them, man. So, like, that one we had where it was like, you know, they're actually like real girls that, you know, you see, and it's like you basically have to like buy them clothes to get them to like you. It's like that is a recipe for friend zone, my friend. And also a you know, not a lot of money in your bank account. So yeah, that game was, and it was just like hard to understand too. Like, it's like, well, what would you do? And it's like, well, I would try to talk to them and make jokes. And it's just like, well, that's not an option. Do you want to buy him a dress? I'm like, no. Like, what? So you just met this girl and I'm supposed to like buy her clothes? Like, what the hell is this? So yeah, I thought that game was kind of weird. Anyway, let's see what's going on here with more of our dense text about watercolors. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each tablet in. Do you mind fetching those for us? Of course not. 6 cups of water? I'll be back in a minute. Thank you very much. Just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it will be diluted. Taking Yuri's advice, I decided to use a small plastic bathroom cup rather than full-sized glasses, and I put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips. Then I bring it back down to my room. Yuri, yes. I come to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, pulling it back over her arm. I hope she's not like a cutter. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here? Although with the sharpness of her knife, she probably would have hacked her arm off. Is it too hot in here or anything? Not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups. So I thought we would do something simple that looks very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with colors for sunrise, then daytime, then sunset, and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We'll hang it on the wall, behind the podium, at the front of the classroom. Neat. What are you going to write? Well, it will be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. Maybe too relaxing as I read this in the, middle of the night here. This feels a little too childish. No, I didn't mean that at all. It's kind of fun, Yeah, it's fun. Glad you feel that way too. Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself. For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things for fun. In fact, I usually don't even want to. I just think when I can spend time with one other person, even if something simple like reading, it doesn't even matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me make things feel a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy. Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone makes me happy. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. Yuri leans over the banner to grab a unused paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Uh-oh. Kaya, sorry. Yuri reels back, and I feel my hands lift quickly in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. Just a little startled, that's all. I should have asked you to get it for me. No, it's not your fault. And your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face? Yes, I accidentally got paint on you. I'm sorry, this is totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel, then dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Ooh, here we go. Here, I pat Yuri's face and neck with a towel. Is something wrong? It's hot. I just didn't expect it. Sorry. I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I just retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Wait, just for a little longer. It feels really nice. I keep my hand still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes, an intense expression that I recognize when she reads her books. You should go in, man. Go in for the kill. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What's happening? The aroma of jasmine oil is giving me this dizzy feeling. Yuri's gentle fingers wrap around my wrist and send a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly her face is much closer to mine than it was a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Dude, you should just kiss her, man. Like, you're right there. Sorry, I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out. It's fine. You've got freaking aromatherapy in your room, and you're like right in front of her face. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to because of the, his one friend who he likes who's concerned about the depression and stuff. So, anyway, we'll see where this goes here. The moment is over as soon as it began. That is a missed opportunity, my friend, if you like that girl. Anyway, Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent and forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. That should do it. I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than expected. I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the lettering now? Not yet. Needs to dry first. That's true, but won't that take a while? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here, then have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in class before the event starts. Is that okay? Fine with me. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything else for us to do here. Well, not anymore. Phew. Say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a bit? No, it's not that. I'm just glad we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon. So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we could have an extra time for finishing the work. Well, Yuri thinks to herself, I think it would be irresponsible of me to wait too much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is we got everything done, right? Yeah. So I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to be a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. That doesn't mean this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem, I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will. Well then, Yuri fidgets. Guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wait. Can I say that without thinking? About today. It's fine we didn't have as much time as we wanted, because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over. Or we can go somewhere. I forgot you don't like going out much. I stumble over my words, and Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful, Noel. Yuri takes a step closer and briefly squeezes my hand. I kind of like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? I don't even get a chance as Yuri pulls back. Sayori! Eh? Hey, Sayori's here! Well, good thing I didn't kiss her. Hi, Noel. Sayori! Just now, we weren't, It's okay, Noel. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I'm already on my way to leave. Oh, really? That's too bad. I'm sorry. But we'll all be at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right? Of course. Sayori beams. Yeah, so see you tomorrow? Wow, she moved like really fast. Just like Alright, anyway. Okay. Good stuff. Alright. Clearly, an embarrassed Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves bye after her. You're Sayori. I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me, so I had to come over here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know. How much fun you were having with Yuri, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Noel? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart's splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. Wouldn't it be easier if I just disappeared? Sarah, don't say that. It's true, Noel. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori. What I said before was true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't a burden. Isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But Sayori looks away. I put my hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Noel. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. All right, no. Okay, now... all right, so we should just, like, go with her as our girlfriend, and then just, you know, that's just the end of it. Sayori. It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. No. I like you so much that I want to die. It's a nice compliment right there. All right, that's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want to hurt you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now, and that's what I'm going to give you. Okay, I love you. Wait, how do I do this? I love you. Here we go. Those are my true feelings. There's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you are truly the most important person to me. Now, she made the move first here, so she might get kind of freaked out by that. But I do think, like, if I'm playing this game... You know, and out of all the girls, like, there are to choose from, she's the most substantive one. So, you know, even though she's kind of crazy, which that's, you know, not good. But, like, she's the one you knew the longest. She's the one that cares the most. You know, the other ones are just kind of, like, either crazy or cute or shady. And she's the one that's, like, you know, got the depth. So we're going to go with her. Okay. Help me realize that you're truly the most important person to me. That's why I'll accept all of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy. Noel. Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me. Is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you, Noel. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori grip around me, weaken a little bit. What's this? Sayori. I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Even now. Why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all, Noel. It's okay, Sayori. It may take some time for things to get better, but no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Okay. I trust you. So we release each other. So I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? Heh, what are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it's always been. Even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you the best. Hey, Noel! Sayori gazes at me once again. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? Huh? I don't understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying this makes you feel sad? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. Just a bunch of thorns when you hold me. Felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me. Well, that's great. But I want to trust you. You know what's best. Yeah. I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her and she loves me, but but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting things to change? I don't know. But I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori's the most important person to me, and I'll do whatever it takes to make a happy future with her. Alright, good deal. So is Monica like a psycho or something? Like, is she like gonna start like killing people? Is she gonna be like the final boss? So I don't know. I don't want to like. I don't want spoilers here. But the game, the story's starting to get interesting. The plot is starting to thicken. We've gone from kind of this game's kind of, it's like, it's okay. We're talking about finger painting and poetry, and now we've got a girlfriend. We've got some mental illness. We've got some cryptic foreshadowing. So we'll see what happens here. It's the day of the festival. I should save. How do I save? I know how to save on the other one, on the Switch Lite, because I can just like touch the screen. Of all the days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. That's not good. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided it's too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should nearly be complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, so I gently roll it up and take it with me. So she sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend more time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. Wait, what? I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend more time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. So we got kind of like an Archie Comics situation going here. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. There's Monica. No! You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. She overslept again. That dummy. You'd think on days this important she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. I suddenly feel awkward knowing it's not that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. You should take a little responsibility for her, Noel. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You can't have left her hanging this morning, Exchange? You know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But I stammer embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell you about it that quickly? We're a couple now? I didn't plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez, you know the full story. Wait, you don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Huh? Monica's being friendly as usual. For some reason, I feel a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? This is kind of getting a little bit of a Catherine vibe to it, All right, this game would be so much better if Chandler was there. Well, dude, we should make like a friends hack. That's what we can do. All right. I mean, I could have just named the main character Chandler. Would that have helped? I'm not that big of a fan of Chandler, though, so I don't know, decided to put myself in there. I mean, Chandler's cool, though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love Second Chance, the 1980s TV show he was in, where he was advised by his future ghost self in St. Peter to improve his life choices. So they came out really nice. Oh, yeah, Monica and Chandler. Yeah, I get the joke now. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk. Oh, yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so, too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one I haven't read before. Get out of my head, 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 get out. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Noel, what's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori. So, well, all right. Try not to take too long. I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. Yeah, you better run away. Monica's kind of giving me the creeps. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal. I'll wait. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday things would be the same as they've always been. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock at the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone. Hopefully we don't find her dead. That would not be good. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori, she really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori, wake up, dummy. There's no response. I didn't really want her to have to enter her room like this. Isn't this kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh man, she is dead. An exception has occurred. Game file. What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. And I know what's best, and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. Yeah, this is like grief. This is actually well-written grief, you know. Nah, man, I think this was the, she was out of all those girls, she was the one. So my swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I should have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like this, like it's always been, then I could have prevented this. Alright, so now, screw the literature club, screw the festival, I just lost my best friend, someone I grew up with, someone gone forever now, nothing I can do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. Or is it? I don't know. I only had one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now this guilt will carry with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worse than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed for me. And now I can never take it back. Never. The end. What? What the hell was that? What the hell is going on here? So, do I have to go through this whole thing again? And, like, I gotta go through all this other stuff about, like, so now we're, like, in this, like, weird, like, kind of like glitch situation here. I'm gonna load the game. The save file is corrupt. Starting a new game. So another game is like acting all glitchy. This kind of reminds me of like Metal Gear Solid 2. I see an annoying girl running. Remember like in Metal Gear Solid 2 when like the whole like reality broke down and you realized that you were in a simulation? Thank you very much. I must go. Thanks for everything. It's probably like a choose your own adventure. Crash Man, thanks for stopping by, dude. Dum dum. It's probably like a choose your own adventure thing. There was only one choice. Like, okay, I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is some crazy glitch name, my neighbor and good friend since we were kids. You know, kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it's kind of works out because you know each other for so long. We used to walk to school on days like this. It's starting around that. We used to walk to school together on days like this. But starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better running away. However, I just sigh and in front of the crosswalk and... Okay, so there's glitchy evil Monica? I don't know what's going on. What the hell is going on? So, okay. So we're kind of opting for, like, kind of the creepy pasta kind of vibes here, I guess. UPI, you've reached the horror portion of the game. Okay. So was I right to, like, click on the file? What does UPI mean? Then they're messing with you. The school day is as ordinary as ever. And it's over before I know it. I pack up my things and I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Dude, I mean, like, okay, so, Arrow, tell me, would my different answer have made a difference, or would it have still triggered this? I was trying to type U, but it was a typo. No, dude, so, like, if I hadn't told her, if I just said, like, we were friends, would it have delayed this, or would this still be a similar outcome? It's been a while, so I don't remember, but I think this is more or less what you should be doing. Okay. No, dude, that's what, if I was this character, that's what I would do, because that's the character that I, you know, like, there had been, like, build up there with those two characters, so I wanted them to get together. There really aren't anything that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Noel. Monica. I didn't think I'd see you here. It's been a while, right? Ah, yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... what did you come in for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here or markers? I guess I could check the closet. You could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Ah, about that. Actually quit the debate club. You quit. Yeah. To To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing and budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? I'm actually starting a new one, the Literature Club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. It is. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Noel. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at least visit my club, it would make me very happy. Please. Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I refuse? I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Noel, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Alright, well, this weird, pretty girl who seems to have other kind of transcendent powers over this world. And seems to have something with my girlfriend dying and the previous go-through here is now showing an interest in me. So that's a thing. I actually am, though this game is getting really interesting. I've been doing a lot of reading, so actually I'm going to go and get a drink of water. Take a little stroll to the kitchen here. This is like the exact opposite of what I should be doing, but I have a little bit of coffee left in here, so I'll take a kick out of this. All right. Then I'll probably keep us going a little bit, and then we'll reload on some H2O. So, yeah, interesting. I'm liking the game. Definitely, it is... I understand why they put the warning... Because it definitely, it starts off as one kind of game, and then the next thing you know, your girlfriend's hanging from the ceiling. So, but I knew something was going to happen because, I mean, I had heard. I mean, the game tells you it's a horror game, and there started to be some kind of, I don't know, some kind of a lack of ease, so boom, for sure. I mean, that whole depression talk was pretty in depth, and I guess they do the whole kind of seemingly monotonous reading thing to build tension, which is an interest. I mean, it's not like completely monotonous because like the game gets you interested enough in the characters, so that's good. But it is a mild slog. I mean, I did do a lot of reading about paper mache, so it is what it is. Freaking Light. Probably get in trouble for showing like Death Note here, but Light is such a D-bag. I've never liked Light. I was always like a big L guy. I'm happy Nier smoked his ass. Anyway, so spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen Death Note. So. Okay. Do. Okay. Santino knows who Monica is from Friday Night Funkins. All right. Where's my controller? Right here. Okay. So today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the door to the classroom. I'm back, and I brought guests with me. Huh? A guest? You seriously brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Noel. All the words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, a girl with a sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. Nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, nice to meet both of you. Okay, so we're in this, like, weird reset reality here. So, let's see where this leads here. So I ran into Noel in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't it great? Wait, Monica. Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought in anyone new? I was going to, sorry, I didn't forget. But I just happened to run into him. In that case, you should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you sit down, Noel? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from her. I feel awkward. I take a seat next to Monica. So, you didn't really plan... I know you didn't really plan on coming here. But we'll make you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a tea set in the classroom. Don't worry, the teacher gives us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Actually, I could go for a hot cup of tea right now. That's, not gonna lie, I actually could do that. These girls remind me of Tifa, Eris, and Yuffie. Yeah, they do, actually. Except I think Tifa's like the devil or something in this game. Yeah, for sure. Although I don't know, maybe that one, maybe Eris is maybe that one's more Tifa than the other one. I think you're right. I think that one's gonna go for Tifa. It's just that, Tifa was the sexier one in Final Fantasy VII, and Monica comes off as a little more of the sexier one, and Yuri comes off as a little more of the reserved one, but Yuri looks like Tifa, so, yeah. Right on. All right, so anyway, I guess. Yeah, no, she looks like way more like Eris, you're right. That'd be Tifa, that'd be Eris. She's even got the headband there. She's even got the scarf, so shut my mouth. Okay. Anyway, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Noel, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I muttered to myself quietly, half joking. Natsuki perks her head up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking. after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story is in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements are usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something so I can relate to a minimal level here. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart all over the place for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think it's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. She averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. That I decided to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. You agree with us, Noel? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we've reached the most important topic. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I'd join the club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Noel. Thing is, we don't have enough members to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really hard to find new members, and if we don't find one before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right? Okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Really? Do you really mean that, Noel? Yeah, could be fun, right? You scared us for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I'd be super pissed. I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Noel, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Haha, yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel an anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. Just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem. Sorry, you have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. Stare at the dot to reveal a special message. Okay, I'm staring at the dot. I love you. Okay. Ah, that's what I said to what's-her-face, Sayori. So my first poems were usually more like affectionate and optimistic. So now that things have taken a darker turn, let's go with sadness, disoriented, tragedy, philosophy, horror, wrath, grief, unstable, intellectual, vertigo, agonizing, anxiety, tears. I do like anime a lot. Tenacious, heartbeat, romance, desire, inferno, cry. All right. Okay, so how do I... Oh, there we go. All right. All right, just want to make sure I was like saved and stuff. I know it's got an autosave. All right, let's keep playing here. Might be a little strange for me, but I keep my word. Well, back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Noel. Hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making your dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see to the end. Alright, so it's already starting to act weird here, right? So she was glitched out. She was, like, having, like, negative stuff, and now she's, like, in front of the text in a creepy way. So it's kind of like a nightmare where, like, stuff is kind of off. Natsuki finds herself. I guess it would be like the idea of like a dead body. Like it's a body, but something's off about it. I guess it's like the vibe they're going for here. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm so sorry, Noel. You will make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in the club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget it. That's not it, Yuri. I want to be part of the club. Even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? It just feels like, well, vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked a book that she thinks I like despite me not reading much. Thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. You can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now everyone's settled in. I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I curiously talked to Yuri a bit more, but at the time, at the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, just curious how come you have 2 copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. I guess this is supposed to be like a reference of what's happening to the story in this game here. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped here have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... That might be a bit of a spoiler. Anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Nice. So they're doing a lot of referencing to the there's a lot of fourth wall play here, which is interesting. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Noel? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Okay. Then suddenly I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest in anything. Well, you can all be crazy, but I'm still going to be a good guy taking the high road. Guess it's alright then, but I feel like I shouldn't let you know that I have this problem. When things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets... Kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Please stop if I'm talking too much. That's really, I don't think you need to worry. Just means that you're passionate about reading. Least I can do is listen. See, what I'd like to do is the exact opposite. I'd like to, like sell the idea of a horror movie. Like there's like a slasher movie, it's designed to get like people who resent society, like, some psychotic loners just like killing like attractive, people with middle class living standards. But like that's like what the movie's sold as. But like the killer gets killed in like the second scene, like just gets beaten up and arrested or killed or something like that. And then the whole show, like the movie turns into like a 2-hour sitcom. Like that's like a kind of story I would like to write, Like, the so-called brooding Ubermensch is just utterly defeated by the banality he thinks he's better than, and then it just turns into like a 2-hour Full House episode that just, mocks the whole pretense of someone who thinks that they're above it all and wants to destroy it all. Anyway, I digress. This is a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let's just get the book. Let me just get the book. I retrieved the book and put it in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not used to. That is reading in the company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading my book instead. Sorry, I was just bathing. I can't even, I know that's intentional, but sorry. This should work, right? It's interesting how they, use the genre of the video game and the expectations of the video game to kind of screw with your sense of ease. Like Resident Evil is scary because stuff pops out at you and you can't move right. This is building tension by, it's like you're having a bad dream kind of thing, which is interesting. Cool. I have to blow my nose and get another drink of water. So you guys hold tight, and I will be right back. With corduroy sweaters and all, he gets killed by a loving family playing charades. Yeah, he reaches for his machete, and Bob Saget kicks him in the throat. The end. And then he makes like a nice corny joke about it. Like kicks him through the window. It's like, well, I didn't expect you'd be leaving so soon. Ha 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 ha. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. It's getting a wee nippy, so grabbing a sweatshirt too. Alright. Normally, I wouldn't be probably playing a game this long, but actually, you know, the game's really kind of picked up and piqued my interest. So, hopefully, you guys are enjoying it too. Blowing noses. Could you hear me from the other room? It's like blowing my nose in the kitchen. And like blowing my nose and grabbing a sweatshirt. Okay, here we go. Okay, Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it kind of makes it difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book open between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. The way I turn the page, and Yuri slides it under her thumb and flips it to her side. But holding it like this, we're huddled closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. So I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page? Sorry. Got a bit distracted for a second. Our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? Wait, you're not as used to reading. Okay. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you're being so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently going to the top of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way that she second guesses things and she says all that. That's what you were thinking about? Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that all about? Noel, did something happen just now? Huh? I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes. So, it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. What, is Yuri gonna get a heart attack now? Is that what's gonna happen? Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. Make a mental note of where I left off in the book. Then I slip it back into my bag. Should I show my poem to first? I'm going to show it to Natsuki first. Because Monica is giving me the creeps, so I'm assuming she's, like, not a good person. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair I share mine with her first. If you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. You expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? You think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. And maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We gotta start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of your first poem... I'm sorry. If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah. I told you you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing is to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people? Isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits hard. Like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Hi, Noel. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the literature club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. I get the name of this game. Like, I kind of figured it before. Like, the Doki pet. Like, it's supposed to, like, the Doki is supposed to be, like, your heartbeat. So it kind of, like, plays on, like, the Tokimeki trope. But it's actually, like, a horror thing. Like, your heart is beating fast. So it's a really interesting title. Anyway. It's like Perfect Strangers, right? The sitcom. You know, they're perfect strangers, but they're also perfect for each other, right? They don't know each other at all, but they're perfect for it. Or like Family Matters, right? It's like Family Matters. Like it's important. But it also has to deal with the things that they do, like the matters of the day, you know, Family Matters. Anyway, so I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? All right, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, you want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Aha, don't worry, Noel. We are all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Noel. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? It's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with lots of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must really be starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly, like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Then suddenly the door opens. Yuri, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being so late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time. Okay, I think I get what's going on here. Monica's okay. The girls that my character is getting attracted to are getting screwed with. Monica knows something. They're late because they're having these like mental issues where they're like gonna want to like kill themselves or something like that. That's what looks like is going on here. You know, because Sayori was always late and she had like massive mental problems, and Monica like knew what the hell was going on. And now the other girl that I'm close to, Yuri, is having the same type of issues where she's got to excuse herself. She's late all the time. It's like she's hiding something because something's going on inside of her that's leading to her demise. And, you know, my character, you know, is kind of like as I get closer to them, the more disastrous it starts to be. Interesting. I don't know. This is psychological here, so a lot of analytical stuff going on and speculation here. Good stuff here. Okay, we still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took the time you needed. All right, thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get to my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims they're not good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. It doesn't mean that I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. I confused, frantically glanced at my surroundings. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. That kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That's it. A lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. This is all like the beginning of the game, but like stuff is just like off and awkward and foreboding. I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, but it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. It's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say it out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Whoa, sorry, I didn't mean to kick the camera stand. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I mean, Yuri just trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. It's the reason I was able to tell. It's just that we are specific writing habits that are usually. I'm sorry, it's just that there are typical Gosh, okay. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick on them. Um, I think you meant to say, like, pick up on them, or I should have said pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their styles very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they often form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. But I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be biased. Well, never mind. Shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry, it's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri dreamily smiles. It's a rare opportunity for her. All right. Let's see the poem here. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. It must be this one, the last remaining street light that withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe the calm, breathing air of the present, but believing in the past. The light flickers and I flicker back. I wasn't thinking about your handwriting at all. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's very pretty. That's a relief. I also like the poem, even though it's short, it's really descriptive. Was it too short? I usually write longer poems, not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hoo-hoo, actually the story isn't about ghosts at all, Noel. Really? I must have missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it once, but remember that poets often express their own thoughts and feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn way to put it. I haven't thought of it like that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so, nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know. I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to do my best for you, Noel. Me too. Yes, that's everyone. I glanced around the room. It was more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is Literature Club after all. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across her, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki, gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language, huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively turns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely meet? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. It just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but that didn't really come out nice at all. um, well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Noel did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style, so I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Wow, this is like a rap battle here. And Noah liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I meant. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Noel appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? I know. I would, if I was that full of myself, I would literally go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ooh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Noel started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... this doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young. Here we go. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me, look at who's talking. You want to be edgy, bitch. Edgy. Sorry, my lifestyle is too complicated for your mental age to comprehend. See, saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves as they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality by dressing and acting cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful. You might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. She is a cutter, I knew it. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the F is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Noel hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns toward me as if she noticed I was standing there. Noel, she's just trying to make me look bad. It's not true. She started it. I'm gonna go with Yuri. What's going on, Monica? Hey, Noel. Why don't we step outside for a bit? Okay. Sorry about that. I'm gonna save just in case here. Yeah, I knew she was a cutter. Alright, the plot thickens here. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Aha! Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, this makes me want to spend less time with others. I'm sorry, if this makes me want to... Blah. It's late. If this makes you want to spend less time with others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desks with the palm of her hands on her forehead. Yuri, I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. No. Don't hate me, please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, hopefully Natsuki's not gonna get offed. Anyway, the meeting's over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. And if it sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri, it's not that. It's not that. I just didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Noel. It would be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? Sorry for causing trouble. Do. Okay, another day passes, and it's time for a club meeting. I've gotten a little more comfortable over the last couple days. Entering the room, as usual, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Noel. Ah, hi, Yuri. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs a little in the air. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki's reading a manga at a desk, and surprisingly, Monica isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. About yesterday, I need to apologize. Nothing like that's ever happened before. And something came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri. I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we're just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I'd already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you didn't mean it. Ah, no. Don't say those kind things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a little brighter with you around, and... Sorry, what am I saying right now? Have you guys seen Monica? Ah, no I haven't. I wonder if this is going to be like the horror movie trope, where it's like the one you suspect is then the one that dies next. It's like that one episode of Boy Meets World where they think the janitor's the killer, but then like the janitor dies and like Jennifer Love Hewitt's in there. It's good stuff. Alright, see what's going on in chat land. Nothing new. That's okay. Alright, alright. I was kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either. Yuri clearly is taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday, I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I had said. I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about little things, aren't you? But I accept your apology anyway, if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I was afraid that you secretly hated me or something like that. Try to move our camera just a little bit here. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Whatever. Not at all. I don't hate you. Ahaha. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey. Suddenly, the door swings open. Oh, there's Monica. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah. Well, Natsuki was. No, I was not. Ahaha. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall, so to be honest, I just kind of lost track of time. Makes no sense, though. Why would you would have heard the bell ring, at least. Well, Monica's definitely the villain here. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm not really good yet. Still, must require a lot of dedication, so I'm still impressed. Well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I'm working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, though. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean to pressure you or anything. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. Not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Noel. Since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. Yeah, definitely. Planned on it anyway. Okay. Can we start now? Let's find a place to sit. Aha. Being a little forceful, aren't I? No. I like forceful. I'm sorry. My heart just won't stop pounding for some reason. Don't worry about it. If anything, it's nice to see you having so much energy. Yeah. But I need to try to calm down. I won't be able to focus on reading like this. Take your time. Yuri takes a deep breath. Pulls a copy of the book out of her bag. I actually have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thank you very much. If there's one thing that can make reading time here better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet, and I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk and then go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts with her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. That's okay. You stay here. I won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. Oh, great, it's Monica. Freaking psycho creep. Did you leave Yuri again? No, it's not like... No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up the water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. 10 minutes passed. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. This isn't good. Is something holding her up? I'm bored waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri to be would be the nearest water fountain. I bet she, like, slit her wrist. I start heading down the hallway. Ha 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 ha! Ha ha. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. A sharp inhale, and someone's sucking air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around at Yuri. Yeah, I knew it. I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature to 200 degrees. It's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others, even if I'm not an expert or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided I would try expressing myself a little bit more now. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do when it's you who's around anyway. Ah, that's great, Yuri. Well, don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Noel. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. Sure, you pour a cup of tea for us. I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why is that? It's a little easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just sit back. Sorry, I just have back pain regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because your posture, right? Always hunched over while you're reading. Yes. I have terrible reading posture. That's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. I have some chocolates as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I sit against the wall, teacups at our side. As if in sync, we assume our reading position as the last time holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. Can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus reading like this? Yuri is always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. You're a teacup. Yuri hands me a teacup. Holding it with my hand, that's not the focus of the book. I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus, because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. Okay, she wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry, briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages. You're right. Didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so I don't have to hold it any harder. So it holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri has already focused on reading again. I take the chocolate and pop it in my mouth. Take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively put the chocolate in her mouth. Yuri expresses a sudden break. Did I just... Yuri looks at me to confirm what just happened. Noel, sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Just to breathe heavily. I can't. Suddenly, Yuri forcibly grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over. Noel. My heart won't stop pounding, Noel. I can't calm down. Can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Noel? She suddenly presses my hand against her chest. Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you. There we go. Ha-ha. Aha. Hi. So... Oh, hi, Monica. It's time to share poems. All right. This game, like, let's save here. Let's take a little break. It's oof. Gonna stretch my legs a little bit here. It's definitely good. It's got like really interesting pacing. It picks up. It gets like really intense, and then it kind of like slows back down to that more methodical, like, let's share our poems, let's go. It's kind of like got like the beats of a video game, with like levels and structure and routine. And it's kind of like playing with that structure and routine and almost kind of monotony, and then, breaking that with kind of randomness, so I don't know, it's interesting stuff. It's a trip, that's for sure. Actually, all that talk about tea is making me want tea. So, it's after 1 o'clock, too. So that's pretty crazy. We've been playing a lot of Doki Literature Club. Normally, we play a lot of games on the stream. But we've only really been playing the one. And that's because, I don't know, the story's been getting pretty interesting. So there's that. So we'll get some decaffeinated green tea. Damn, Noel, you're really having fun with this. Yeah, no, it's good. It kind of reminds me, of Xenogears, when all of a sudden, like, the story started to pick up and I didn't want to put it down. I don't know. I feel like I should probably at least do a little bit of gameplay on the other Mortal Kombat game that I said, and also check out some international channel tapes. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to stay up all night reading this game. So, about how far into the game am I? Arrow, because I know it's been a while since you played it. Not that I'm necessarily in any rush to beat it. That's like one thing about visual novels that I kind of like, is like, I like the linear aspect of them. Let me, of course, the international channel tapes. Yeah, we got to get to those for sure. Let me make some tea, since we've been talking so much about making tea. Yeah, I knew that Yuri was a cutter when sadly, as a teacher, it's like I had to deal with students doing that kind of stuff, which is really bad. It's sad, it's I'm not a psychologist, it's just a lot of, I don't know, anxiety, body dysmorphia, massive angst, a really unhealthy psychological space that stems from unhealthy environments. You're like 1/4 done, if I recall. So, okay. 1/4. What does that translate to in terms of time? How much time do you think I have left with the game on average? Which is, like I said, I'm not in any hurry to beat the game. I just am kind of wondering. I have no, like, expectations of beating it tonight. But, yeah, normally it's, we play a few games, but with this just, it's been picking up. It's been getting good. But I actually think I probably should start checking out some international channel tapes because it's like 1:18 Eastern Standard Time. So I don't want to be in a situation where, we don't get to the tapes. And, I have brought up, extra tapes. I don't think you've ever done a Let's Play a full game before. Yeah, that's true. I usually switch up the games and stuff like that. Actually, a lot of the format that I use, I looked at other live streams that I watched, and I kind of decided to do my own version of that. So the two live streams that I used to and I still do if I see them. The one was not Classic Game. Yeah, Classic Gaming Quarterly. He used to do live streams. I used to stop by once in a while. And then Vink from Famicom Dojo, he actually had a pretty similar format to me, or I have a similar format to him, except my game room's better than his. I mean, in terms of its layout, he might have a better collection than me, but he lives in Japan. He's an American dude, and he's a part of the YouTube channel called Famicom Dojo. And actually, he just did a stream with his buddy about Orange Road. But he would do a lot of just like kind of going through his collection and just playing random games and stuff like that. So, and I always had a lot of fun. I used to like watch him every like Saturday morning because he would stream Japanese time. Yeah. So anyway, but like I just I like that format. It works for me, and but at the same time, yeah, it would be cool to. I don't know. It would be interesting to just go through a whole game. I mean, we've done it with like smaller games. Like like Street Fighter or some fighting game. Actually, that tea is really good. I need to drink more tea and less coffee. I drink too much coffee. It's just like a warm hug, but then I start to like, I don't know. Like, you tell when you've had too much of it. Hang on, I gotta blow my nose again. I think the weather's changing here. Hopefully I don't have like COVID again. That would be like ridiculous. I just got over it. Oh, man alive. All right. Okay. Well, maybe we should check out some international channel tapes. And then maybe Santino and I can review that Mortal Kombat game tomorrow. Of course, it's the weekend. I mean, I could technically do like another live stream tomorrow night if I really wanted to. All right. Okay, well, we're saved right now on Doki Doki Literature Club, so just take a little break, I guess. Although I'm a little sad to put it down, but we'll do some other things this stream as well before it gets too late. Now, do I gotta cloud save this? in order to get it back on my portable, on my light, because Santino likes to use the console one more, and I use the light one more. So, okay. Well, no, I just saved it, so that should be good. Now, transfer your save data. Save data cloud. An error has occurred. Both automatic backup are unavailable due to a data conflict. Well, I don't know. Either way, the data's fine. If Santino needs to use the other one, it should be fine. I don't think you've ever done a Let's Play of a full game before. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway. All right. Okay. Well, let's just shut this off for right now. Let's just do a real quick game of Ultimate or Mortal Kombat 2 Unlimited, I guess it's called, and then we'll do some international channel tapes. Do. I think this is a Mega Drive. There you go. Captain America and the Avengers is such a good game. Super Mario Brothers 2 98. Remember, memory serves me correct. Those games are terrible. What the hell is the Lion King 2? I don't want to know. Not right now. Mortal. LMNO. Mortal Kombat 2 Unlimited. So this right off the bat is like really impressive for the Sega Genesis, you know. So this really is what the Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat 2 should have been, which instead of what we ended up getting was kind of I don't know, rushed. It cut a lot of corners, you know. Didn't have any of the attract mode. Didn't have real endings. And the color palette was good, and the gameplay was smooth, but it lacked the vibrance and all the bells and whistles of the Super Nintendo version, so... Alright, here we go. Let's be the king. Darn it. Controller's a little, I don't know if the controls are sticky. I mean, this is definitely a good port. I don't know if I like it as much as the 32X one, though. There we go. Much better. There we go. I didn't really like how in Mortal Kombat 2 they didn't have easy stage fatalities. We'll just do a few fights on this here. Johnny Cage, this cool atomics pants. There we go. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. I almost had him. Alright, I'll try to beat him one more time. I like how they put the Mortal Kombat 1 levels in this. That is a nice touch. With the music, too. You know, because, you know, these, not only the levels were iconic, but the Genesis music for each level was also iconic. Damn it. Darn it. Ah, Babality. We're gonna have to call it the big guns here. It's really cool playing these levels with the Mortal Kombat 2 sprites. Scorpion was a worse idea, better with Liu Kang. Dude. Oh, man. Oh, baby Scorpion. It's adorable. All right, we'll do one more fight. Oh, Santino's on. All right, we'll do Liu Kang one more time. Then we'll do some international channel tapes. And here's Santino upstairs. Which is kind of crazy because it's like 1:30 in the morning. You know? Got him. There we go. Yeah, Liu Kang's always my bread and butter when it comes to Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, you like that? Alright, well, we settled our score with our old rival, the Ken to our Ryu, Johnny Cage. Alright, so why don't we check out some international channel tapes? Hey, buddy, what are you doing up there?
I'm trying to get my bed.
Guys, I'll be right back. Here, buddy, it's okay. Come here. Hey, come here. Oh, my best friend. You want to go night-night?
Trying to get my black cake.
Oh, you want to get your black cake? Yeah, that's okay. You have a bad dream or something? Okay. It's okay, buddy. Okay, I'll be right up, okay? I'll wrap up the live stream. Okay, we're back. So, whoa. Looks like Santino got up kind of in the middle of the night and is in need of some parental snuggles. So, we'll have to cut the live stream short. Yes, international channel. Hey, Nintendo 1070. Listen, sadly, I was gonna do international channel, but it looks like it's getting a little late. And Santino just, I guess, woke up and he, I don't know if he had a bad dream or something, but I'm gonna go hang out with him because it's pretty late. So, however, I will fully plan to stream tomorrow night, and I think it would be fun to start off the next stream with some international channel. So rather than like wait until the end, we'll do that. In fact, understand. Well, so I'll do this one more thing though. So we'll just to close this off. We'll just real quick. We'll do one shot on one tape, and see what we got here.
I did. Good, then go. Well, I will. And take your damn girlfriend. I will. She's with me. Stop looking at her.
Hey, quick question here. What happened to the ball?
It's gone, Carl. What do you think happened to it?
All right, so that was Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So very good, very good. Okay. Okay, guys. So here's the deal. We'll start off tomorrow. We'll start off tomorrow night with some international channel. And yeah, so good stream. We played a crap ton of Doki Doki Literature Club. It's 1:40 Eastern Standard Time, so we should get to bed anyway. And yeah, then tomorrow, start off with some international channel. So until next time, guys, whoa, my name is Noel, and you all take care. And all messed up there. For the next, it's like saying like low power on the phone, which is another reason why we should wrap it up anyway. Next stream, we won't risk having like anime on in the background or anything, so we won't get knocked off to like a 0.5. Anywho, good night, guys. Thanks for sharing my interests and all my nonsense, and hopefully you enjoyed the visual novel and a little bit of Mortal Kombat 2. And then next stream, we'll start off with some iChannel tapes. Take care, good night, stay tuned, and bye-bye.